What's up, everyone? I'm Sade. Thank y'all so much for joining me back on my podcast, Hidden Alchemy Podcast. For today's podcast episode, we are diving into the topic, Go Where the Love Is. Now, I love this topic because it is definitely something that has taken me quite a while to truly understand and cultivate the self love that I needed within myself so that I could put myself in environments and around people that were mirroring that same type of love and respect that I have for myself. And the truth is, this notion of go where the love is, go where the joy is, go where the happiness is, this is something that you really can't understand or allow yourself to receive until you are really embodying that and giving that to yourself. And the reason why this topic is so important is because we live in a world where we are here to be in relationship with other people. We need each other. Yes, we're here to rely on ourselves, but we're here to lean on other people. And you want to put yourself in situations where you can really build healthy, harmonious relationships. And the only way to build a healthy, harmonious relationship is if you are seen, you are heard, and you are respected for the being that you are, as well as giving that same thing to other people. Now, this is something that has taken me some time to understand, and I just want to go ahead and just dive into different tips that I used on myself to help me understand the importance of valuing myself, cultivating love within myself, respecting myself, and then finally being able to mirror that back in the people that I would spend my time with, as well as the environments that I would place myself in. Now, first things first, and before you can even place yourself into situations where you are receiving love, you have to work on the notion of receiving. Okay. And that is the yin element, which I talk about a little bit deeper on my other podcast episodes of the feminine yin. And when I say feminine yin, I don't mean female and I don't mean male. I mean the energy of yin, which is soft, which is passive, which is the receiver, and then the energy of yang, which is direct, which is action, which is movement, not pertaining to a human being, more so in energy. And when you are working on your yin energy, the feminine energy, you are allowing yourself to receive. You are working on your self worth. And where you have found that you are not worthy of receiving softness, right? Because that's another thing. A lot of times we enter into relationships or situations and environments with people that really don't serve us good because that's how we really feel about ourselves. Everything that we do, every situation that we allow ourselves to be in, every situation that we allow ourselves to tolerate is a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. So before you can even go where the love is, you have to figure out where your trauma bond and trauma response comes from with constantly wanting to be with people and situations that cause you pain, cause you to doubt yourself, cause you to question your self-worth. And a lot of times we are placed in these situations so that we can better value ourselves, right? There are so many times where I would find the need to get upset at someone for doing something, and I had to realize, no, this person or this situation is teaching you how to better value yourself. Thank them, give gratitude, right? Because everyone is a lesson, every situation is a lesson. And before you can really embody and embark into environments where there is so much abundance for you, you have to allow yourself to be in that yin of receiving and softening for yourself. I think the notion of going where the love is an invitation to start with yourself. The love has to start from yourself. The softness has to start from yourself. The grace, the ease, the compassion, the respect, the gratitude, the dedication, the discipline. Start with yourself. You are the first place that you should go where the love is. And once I was able to really understand that and give these things to myself, I didn't search for it in other people. And I was allowing myself, instead of searching for other people to give me that, and seeing that they couldn't, I gave it to myself. And then I attracted certain people into my life, certain situations into my life, certain environments into my life where I was able to really see, okay, no, this feels safe. And I feel like there is nothing better than feeling safe in an environment, in a relationship, in a situation. When you feel safe, you are really able to be in your true essence, and you're able to really express yourself and be in your truth. And I had to learn what safety felt like within me. I had to learn what love felt like within me, what healthiness felt like within me, what boundaries felt like within me. And then once I was able to cultivate that deeper understanding, then I was able to really thrive in relationships and environments and in situations where I was allowing myself to receive. And most importantly, I was able to notice where the love was not, right? And instead of being upset, just know that that environment, that situation, that job, those people just weren't for me, right? So understanding to go where the love is really to understand to come home to yourself. Start with yourself and really dig deep below the surface of where the trauma comes from, of needing to be in situations that cause us pain to prove that we are worthy. And I know for me, specifically growing up as a dancer, the dance industry, and I grew up as a dancer in New York. I was trained in New York. I performed around the world, et cetera, et cetera. Growing up as a dancer, it's that industry of needing to prove one's quality in order to be seen. And as much as I love dance, I'm actually getting back into dance. It's that quality that you learn at such a young age from such a subconscious level that pushes you into your young adult life of feeling that notion of I have to prove myself. I have to prove that I am worthy. I have to prove that I am good enough. I have to prove these things in order to receive any type of acceptance. And that was the first trauma bond that I had to really shatter and let go of and understand where it came from and where it stemmed from. Even in certain situations with family, right? Not feeling seen and feeling like you have to act a certain way or do a certain thing, when in reality, love is your birthright. Love is everybody's birthright. We are love as spiritual beings. We embody that. So I had to dig deep into the trauma of it all and where it stood from, and then reshape everything from there. You got to really always start from the root of a situation, not just the shallowness of like, okay, let me be in this situation, let me be with these folks. No, where is it stemming from within you that you feel a lack of self-worth? You feel a lack of being enough. You feel like you aren't enough. And you feel like you have to do more for you to even be accepted. And once I was able to accept myself fully in my shadow, right? In those moments where I am an asshole, in those moments where I am being a bit unreasonable, and in those moments where I'm the kindest person in the world and I'm the warmest person in the world, accepting the duality of myself to know that I am enough just within myself, loving self by yourself, and then being able to share that with others. And the crazy thing is, well, it's not really crazy, it's just the law of attraction. Once you are giving these things to yourself, it comes so easy and so naturally because that is literally how you are showing up in the world. You're showing up in the world filled with love. You're showing up in the world filled with peace, filled with gratitude, and filled with everything else. Filled with being an asshole, filled with being a little mean, filled with being unreasonable, right? No part of self is less worthy. But when you are showing up from that higher self of knowing that you are worthy just because, then that's when the universe is literally going to bring back to you, or not bring back to you, or bring you people, situations, and environments that will continuously show you that love and that abundance. And when you work on that yin energy of receiving, you work on that yin energy of healing that feminine energy and knowing that it's okay to receive. You are worthy of receiving abundance, that you can show up full of your love to receive that. Then that's when you can go where the love is and really sit in those environments where you feel safe, with people you feel safe with. There is nothing better than feeling safe and seen in relationships and in environments. Because once you feel safe, you can really truly embody your essence, which is love. And you can move from that space. And then you can attract more. And then when you are around folks that aren't showing you that, then you can let it go. But there's nothing lost because everything is literally redirecting you to a space where you can be in your truth and you can move from that truth and receive because you're in that truth. Really great ways of learning to embody and cultivate deeper self love within yourself, as I've stated in my previous podcast on the self love journey, as well as building self esteem and self confidence, is through spending time alone. I know I mentioned this a lot in my podcast. I'm so big on being a social loner. Like, I love people. I love spending time with people. I'm very social, but I also love that loner energy of myself, of having time to myself, refilling my own cup, recharging my own cup, doing the things that I enjoy, either with people or by myself, right? Spending that time in isolation so you can understand yourself, and then doing things that make you feel good, enjoying pleasure, which is the yin energy, the feminine. And that's not saying that the masculine doesn't enjoy pleasure, but the yin is to enjoy that pleasure just for the sake of. And it's in those small moments that you allow yourself to just enjoy moments of pleasure and be present in when you are experiencing that pleasure, that you are telling yourself on the subtlest level that you are worthy of that and you are worthy of a life that involves work and that involves play. And that's when you'll continue to attract more pleasurable things into your life, because you now know what that looks like and what that feels like, because you allow yourself to embody and embrace it. So really cultivating a more connected yin to yourself. I have trainings on that. Hop over to my website, Hidden Alchemy by Sade, where we work on nurturing the yin as well as cultivating more understandings of the yin and allowing ourselves to sit in that place so we can bring more balance into our yin and our yang energy, because we have both. And we have both at our fullest potential at any moment, but we are, especially me being in New York, I can't speak about other places, but being in New York, there is a huge deficit on the yin energy and a lot more on the yang, because there's a lot more movement, a lot more action and fast pace. So back to ways of cultivating more self-love, to continue going where the love is, allow yourself the space of isolation to enjoy your own pleasure. And it doesn't have to be sexual necessarily. I feel like when we hear the term pleasure, we only think of sex, but there's so many other ways to unlayer and unravel the ways that you like to enjoy your life and spend time with yourself. Another great way is through a love and kindness meditation. This is a meditation I really enjoy taking. I learned about it in my meditation training that I did a few years ago. But a love and kindness meditation where you literally are breathing love and kindness within your body, within your spirit. You are meditating with yourself. So again, isolation, or you could do it with a group of people. But when you are meditating, you're really with self. So you are focusing that energy of love and kindness on yourself, right? And when you are meditating, a lot of times there are things that might come to the surface when you're doing a love and kindness meditation, of areas where you have been mean to yourself, which is normal, where you've been unkind, where you've said harsh words, where you've done harsh things. That's normal, because we're learning in a system that really doesn't teach us how to love ourselves on a deep, intimate level. We're learning how to do that. So you have to unlearn the habits, the poor habits, which can make you feel uncomfortable. But use that love and kindness meditation to just ease those wounds and bring those trauma bonds to the surface so that you can unbind them and really let them go for good. Another way to continue going where the love is to understand your personal power. And your personal power is simply in your attention and your energy. And I spoke about this in your Energy Being Your Greatest Currency podcast episode. And realizing that moving from the world with an open heart and just allowing situations to show up as they do, allow people to show up as they do, and know that no one can really hurt you, right? No one can really, we choose our emotions. So, however people show up, allow them to show up from that space, and then take your power back. If there's no love being shown in this area, take your power back and focus it on you If there's love being shown in that area, then pour into it. Because whatever you pour into, whatever you put your energy into, your currency into, your investments into, you're going to reap from it. But really get to the root of, why do I feel like I need to be in situations or around people that show me a lack of love? No, focus that love and energy back on yourself, and then attract better, and then allow yourself to pour into those spaces, into people that really see you, that embrace you, that respect you. And that is how you take back personal power, by taking back your attention, by refocusing your attention back on self. And when you refocus back on self, and you're doing that loving kindness meditation, and you're bringing the traumas up to the surface, and you're doing that healing work, then you're going to reap the benefit of that, and abundance will literally be at your disposal. Thank y'all so much for joining me for this podcast episode of Go Where the Love Is. We are here to be in healthy, harmonious relationships. We are all worthy of receiving love as well as giving. Remember, you have to embody this, give this to attract. And most importantly, when we allow ourselves to be in environments and relationships with others that are really truly cultivating this safety that we need, that is when we can really thrive and see that abundance is truly everywhere and anywhere that we need it to be. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me on my podcast. I am Sade, and I hope to be here with you all for my next episode.